Nowadays, the internet has made it easier than ever to educate yourself on practically anything. That's why today we're gonna talk about mindset. And yes, we have to do it right, because we will figure out which ones are genuinely effective. So somehow, a shift in attitude is one of the most challenging things to achieve, owing to the fact that you've spent your whole life reinforcing in your brain the often false views that your family, society, or friends have told you are true. A modification in mentality is only effective if it is accompanied by a change in behavior. If not, you're just a person who understands they're lying to themselves. Lucky for you, Fortune Fastlaner, we've gathered a list of the 15 mindset shifts that will instantly make you more successful that are currently accessible. But before anything else, I'd like you to please do me a tremendous favor in some way by clicking thumbs up if you like Fortune Fastlane's videos. And we encourage you to consider becoming a subscriber so you don't miss any of the new ones we upload every day. So stay tuned as we dive headfirst into that list. Number 1. From I have to do this to I get to do this is a major shift. This was the button that turned things around for us. It's been a significant mental change to approach it from a place of gratitude and understanding. You get to do what you're paid to do. This is a rare opportunity. You're going to start working on this project. The more realistic you are with yourself, the more you realize how lucky you are, even if you keep finding excuses to complain. If you're having a hard time, zoom out. That thing you've been wanting to do but haven't because you're lazy. You have the option to do so, and your life will be better as a reward. When you approach it from this perspective, you'll realize it wasn't quite as difficult as you imagined. Number 2. From life is difficult to life can be enjoyable and fulfilling. Our parents taught us the belief that life is difficult, and that if you want to succeed, you must work hard. All they had to do was take enough punches and put up with the hard work, and they would be rewarded. It's only partially correct. Take the discipline from your parents, but concentrate it on exponential growth. Oil rig workers would be the wealthiest men in the country if hard effort was all it needed to succeed. Whatever you do for a living, there's a better and more efficient way to do it. Someone has already figured it out, and you need to track them down and understand how they did it. Here's what most individuals get wrong. It's supposed to be tough at first, but if it's still difficult after a while, you're doing it improperly. This is accurate in every aspect of your life. Life becomes easier and more enjoyable than ever before once you start changing the way you do things. Number 3. From I will never to how am I going to? Do you want to learn what life's biggest asymmetric upside is? When everyone else isn't taking action, you should. Just go to the audition and show up. Just finish sending the email. Simply put one foot in front of the other. It will bring you closer to your overall goal. The problem with thinking in black and white terms is that it leaves no room for change. If you've already determined that something isn't going to happen, there's no point in trying. When you embrace the mindset of, how can I make this happen? Things become much easier to identify a plan to make it a reality. Those who are average individuals have wishes, whereas those who are successful have plans. Start thinking about it right now. Number 4. From I need to know everything to I just need to get started. This is why the majority of people never take action. They say, it's not the perfect moment. I never get around to doing it. Or if only the chance arises itself. They're really hoping for some external force to align all the stars in their favor, turn all the traffic signals green, and if possible, take them to their destiny. Only 3% of the population follows through on their dreams. The rest choose to settle for mediocrity. The main difference between those who win and those who don't is that those who succeed choose to play the game in the first place. Number 5. From wanting something to determining why you want something. We won't go into Simon Sinek's TED Talk on why, but it might be a good time to rewatch it right after this video. This is known as the rule of 3 whys minimum. This is how it tends to work. There's a deeper meaning behind everything you do. Here's how the process of finding it works. For instance, if you want a Ferrari, you might ask yourself, why do I want a Ferrari? Because I want to feel accomplished, says the respondent. Why do I want to feel successful? I want others to see how great I'm doing, says the respondent. Why do I want people to know how well I'm doing? Last response, because deep down I'm wanting for other people's approval in order to feel good about myself. You see, from the third why onwards, things start to get serious. The more time you spend analyzing why you want things, the better you will understand yourself and what truly motivates you. In terms of life strategy, understanding why you want something is a game changer. It radically transforms the way you approach your goals and your decision-making process in the most positive way imaginable. On a personal level, it definitely works. Number 6. Changing from everything is fixed to everything can be negotiated. If there's one thing we've learned over the last few ages, it's that life is what you make it. The dilemma with people who believe their fate has already been written is that it takes away all the fun of existence. It also transfers the burden of accountability from the person to the entire world. Imagine this. You could send an email today and quit your work, and your entire life would be turned upside down. If you desire to change your life, it can happen at any time. Isn't it terrifying? To understand how strong you are and how you can manipulate reality at your own will. Reality is a negotiating point. We negotiated our way into a great life because it has been a vital conceptual model for us. Negotiate everything: money, life, love, and everything else. Fight for what you deserve rather than accepting the first thing the world throws at you. Even if someone closes the door in your face, you may persuade them to open it and let you in. That's why there are doors. Give them a reason to open that door, and it's up to you to strike a deal. Number 7. Changing the perspective from another obstacle to another trial to see if I truly want it. We were under a lot of pressure when building our company, and we still are. But at least now we're doing it freely. When something awful happened or an impediment stood in our way, we used to believe, this is it, we're done. There's just too much hardship for us to overcome. But then we understood that everyone else who is striving to construct something goes through the same steps. This is a test to discover if you truly want it or if you're just faking. Obstacles are life's way of determining who earns the final reward and who doesn't want to be a part of that. You're out there creating and you've encountered a snag, so you have to choose between two options. Do you truly desire it, or are you ready to give up? Because if you really want it, you'll figure out a way to get it. And if you don't, you'll resort to violence. This major hurdle was used as a reason for why things didn't work out. Being tested in life is unavoidable, but being defeated is not. Because it's your journey, you get to decide how it ends. Make a better choice. Number 8. From things happen to me to I am responsible for making things happen. Switching from a victim mentality to a master of the universe mentality is a huge mindset adjustment. You'll be fine as long as you take responsibility for what happens in your life. Everything that happens in your life is your choice. You must take different methods if you want different results. Take risks in your name so that everyone understands what's happening to you is by choice. Individuals like Grant Cardone, David Goggins, Jocko Willink, and every other motivational speaker out there have entire libraries dedicated to ranting at you about this, so we leave it to them. Number 9. Rather than defaulting to no, ask and wait for a response. We had a lot of fun learning about this one. Our entire generation, for some reason, defaults to no. Perhaps it's due to our upbringing. Our parents didn't have much. Therefore, we didn't ask for much. We already knew the answer was no deep down. Fast forward to today, and this tendency is affecting an entire generation of now adults, whose minds still respond to requests with no. Here's where things have changed for us. Instead of saying no to yourself, ask and let them say it. You'll find the answer is a shocking yes at least half of the time. If you've recently discovered that your brain defaults to no, click the like button to let us know we're not alone. So if the dice are on your side, roll them in your favor. Do the things your brain tells you won't work out and stop defaulting to no. Ask for a promotion. Ask her out on a vacation. Apply for that amazing job in Europe. It's completely free and can really change your life. Number 10. From I wish things had been different to what is one small thing I can do today? We want you to repeat after us. Every day, I am what I do. Let's do it again. I am what I do on a daily basis. When you realize that everything you have in your life right now is the consequence of your everyday activities, it will strike you like a ton of bricks. Because people are now realizing how mechanical our behavior is. There have been hundreds of books published in the last 5 years regarding everyday habits and their impact on your life. Discover that one tiny detail that brings you just a little bit closer to your perfect situation. Do you wish to get rid of your back pain? Perhaps get up 5 minutes earlier and stretch for 5 minutes. That is all there is to it. While you're viewing this, go ahead and do it. Then do it the next day. It's only 5 minutes. There's no way you're not going to complete it. It won't take long until you see a difference if you implement it into your regular routine. We've read every habit book on the market, and they're all simply repeating the same message. Concentrate on one item at a time. Begin small and regularly, and see what occurs. Number 11. From sunk cost to start over. For most people, this is a crucial one. I'm too committed to this thing. It's too late for me now. Do you know how many people in their second year of medical school or law school realize they despise it and don't want to do it for the rest of their lives? The figures are incredible. Do they give up? Nope. They toil away in the profession they loathe just because someone in their immediate circle steered them in that direction when they actually intended to pursue art. Don't hold to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. As Aubrey de Graaff phrased it, this concept of sunk cost is prevalent across society, and the rest is dissatisfied individuals who were too afraid to change their circumstances and are now furious and miserable. Do you believe the person yelling at you from behind the DMV desk is having the time of their life? Certainly not. This wasn't their dream job. They wanted to be a veterinarian and work with horses, but they took it because it was stable, and now they despise it and are venting their frustrations on you. Evaluate yourself. What are you doing right now? Because you've invested far too much time, money, and effort in. Number 12. From this must be perfect to this must be done. Just get it over with. There comes a point where a 1% improvement in quality demands significant expenditures. Your life's goal is to locate that sweet spot when anything is excellent enough to get the job done for the time being. A frequent misconception is that life is set in stone, and that once anything is released into the world, it cannot be improved upon. We actually copied a concept from Silicon Valley's startup culture. Build in public is the name. Our early videos weren't nearly as polished as they are now, and our videos will be better edited in the future than they are now. The same can be said about our website, logo, and the app that will be released soon. The first version issued will not be the final version. When you accept this as an alternate belief, your whole timeline shifts. Number 13. From let me blend in to I'll be the best at this in a matter of seconds. This is the most severe psychological difference between the finest and their peers. Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron all had an innate need to stand out, to go above and beyond what was expected of them. Legends are created in this manner, but watch carefully. Since the moment you stand out, you become a much easier target for the rest of the group to concentrate on. They'll rush after you if you don't follow the throng. What, on the other hand, is the alternative? Going through life as a faceless, indistinguishable individual? If Tetris has taught us something, it's that when you strive to squeeze in, you end up disappearing. Number 14. From yes or no to there's always a creative choice. Why does everything have to be binary? It certainly isn't black and white, so why must everything be so confusing? That's not the case. However, the majority of individuals are unaware of this. Their programming is similar to that of an if function. When this isn't a perfect match, the difficulty arises. As a result, they dismiss the entire situation. Every time you have to work with the government, you'll notice this. Their system only allows just one method of accomplishing tasks, however inefficient it may be. This is something we've seen time and time again in business. It'll show up in the people who go, take it or leave it, believing it to be a powerful negotiating strategy. If I leave it, neither of us will receive what we desire. So there has to be a creative way to structure this. And there always is. It'll just take some effort. Evaluate yourself what the most vital point you want to accomplish is, and what the simplest method for the other side to accept it would be. For both of you, the creative approach might work better, cost less, and be easier to adopt. Number 15. Moving from it's impossible to I can do it too. How can you claim something is impossible when it has been attained by others? When there are footsteps on the moon, how can the sky be the limit? You cloak yourself in the concept of impossibility. You simply consider the end result and overlook the process. Do you want to know why there are so few wealthy and successful people? Because the mediocre attempt to imitate the outcome rather than the technique. If you want to be successful, don't buy a Ferrari knowing that it will bankrupt you for the rest of your life. Instead, find out how to start a company that will purchase you a Ferrari. If someone else has been there, there must be a way to get there. Learn out how they did it and strive to follow in their footsteps. If you repeat the same activities for a long time, you will obtain the same consequences. In the best imaginable way, life is predictable. You're living in the most prosperous epoch in human history. The next 5 years will be full of tremendous opportunities in every aspect of life, and you're clever enough to be a part of it. Prepare yourself with these mental shifts and you'll be ready to sprint when the door swings wide. Which of these 15 mentality changes had the most significant impact on your life? Participate in the discussion by leaving a comment below. And this video has come to an end. Fortune Fastlaner, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you found this video helpful, feel free to share it with one person. That's right, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work that we put into creating content that inspires in your quest to build your own wealth. We'll see you soon.